So today we'll be presenting an interesting attack, pixel stealing, that it was tested end-to-end on Firefox, and we have preliminary results on Chrome. So a little reminder about prime and probe, and specifically single cache set. You just need to allocate L's addresses, L memory location that maps to the same address on the cache, and you prime it over and over while the user do his work and CPU is processing. And then you get some nice graph over time, how much time it took to retrieve your accesses. And if it took more time, it means that the user was using your set. And if it took less time, then it means it weren't. Our attack model is pretty simple. You have an attacker website that you lure your victim to go in. You embed his content, and you apply some filters that allows you to steal his pixels. And we'll see how exactly in a minute. One of the first challenges we overcome was cross-origin isolation policy. If it is enabled, then we have a resolution we have access to high resolution timers, which is great, but it doesn't allow you to embed third-party content, so we can't steal pixels. And if you disable it, then you have the option to embed third-party content, but no high resolution timers, so you can do prime and probe. And the way we overcome it is just simply making another tab. At the first tab, you do prime and probe, and you disable and you enable the policy. And on the second, you disable it. Since L3 cache works on all of the computer CPUs, then the attack is working, and this entire policy has practically no effect in our attack. The filter that we used to do our filter pixel stealing was the FE component transfer. It is a really simple filter. All you have to do is to allocate a table that maps from color to color. Let's say, for example, the black pixel here will go to the first location on the table and will map to the 255 value, which is white, and you get a white pixel. You do it on and on for each pixel. Now, the important thing to see here is you can see the code of the filter from Firefox, and it has a data-dependent access. On a cryptographic implementation, it's known to be dangerous. Here, it didn't took place, but with this, and since the pixels value can differ from 0 to 255, that means it will allocate on most CPUs on more than one cache line. And if we will do prime and probe on, let's say, the first cache set, then we can know if the user is accessing the first line in the table, which means if it has a black pixel in its picture. Now that's nice and all, but one access to the memory is very hard to leak a picture from. So we had this architecture in order to create a cover channel with a strong signal. What you do is first you choose how many pixels you want to steal at once. It can vary for one, and you will make scale of it for the entire picture. So you have all the accesses to this specific pixel, so it will have a strong signal. Or you can take more, and then its scaling will be less, and you have a weaker signal. Then we add a preamble to this pixels that we want to steal. So we will know exactly when on the execution this rendering occurs, and we know how to find it. All of this time we run prime and probe. This is the third part. And on the last part, we just see the signal. We know how to recognize the known preamble that we did, and we know where it starts. And then on the second part, this is the part that we want to steal. We do some basic signal processing, and we get the value back. Then you move with some basic translation to the next pixel, so on, until you actually steal the whole picture. Here was the results. So we did it on different pixels amount per frame. The more pixel we took, the less accuracy it was, but it was very fast. And overall, all of the amounts that we tried was having pretty good results. And the nice thing to see here that we have results that are faster than the rendering frame of basic computer, which is 60 per second. And we can take more than that because we still more than 1 pixel per render. The next thing that we tried to do was to steal text. Why it's not that simple like image stealing? Because text is vectorized based content. Unlike pictures, when you scale it up, you just get more of the same pixel value. On text, you just get it scaled, but it's still not what we're looking for. So we solved it inspired by Stone method of binary lookup. This means, as you can see in the picture, that he discovered if you can take around 10 points on each letter, it will be in or outside each letter, meaning it will be entirely white or entirely black on each letter, and it will distinguish the letters for groups. So with binary lookup, we can differentiate all of the letters from each other, and by just accessing 10 pixel values of those letters, we can see which letter it was. Here you can see the dot in the middle can differentiate between A, C, D to B, E, F. And the way that we can steal only 1 pixel was just really scaling it up, like 1000 scaled in. And you know that this pixel will be entirely in or entirely out of the content. So that's how we stole text. And again, we had some really nice results. The second thing we wanted to do was to steal a history. And we leaned on the nice thing that the browser do, that if you access a link, it will make you a different color. Most of the time it's purple, but we choose it to be black if it accessed and white if it's not. And we want to steal a lot of links fast. So if we just make the scaling and everything, it will take a lot of time. To be exact, we wanted to steal 50,000 links, and we do an assumption that most of them weren't visited. So the way that we do it fast was set query. Instead of scaling up the picture, we just embed each link as a single pixel. So it will be very hard to know from the cache trace which pixel it was, but we know since even one link was accessed, that there will be some activity in the cache and we'll see a spike. From here on, we just do regular binary lookup again. We embed the whole picture as 1 frame each. And if we see that there was some access, we split the picture to half. We do the first half first, see again if there was a part that accessed and not. We see that there was. We do the same for the second. We split again. If we see that if we detect no activity, then we don't split again. But if we do it until we find exactly the location and know this is the access link. And that's it.